Good morning, everyone. Thank you very much for joining us here today. My name is John Bartlett. I'm Director of the Passaic County Board of County Commissioners. Let's say that one more time. We're live. Good morning, everyone. My name is John Bartlett. I'm Director of the Passaic County Board of County Commissioners. I'm joined on my right by Sandy Lazara, Deputy Director of the Board, and on my left by a man who needs no introduction, but since that's my job, it's what I'll do. Today, we're announcing Passaic County's receipt of an $850,000 grant to create 24 new electric vehicle Level 2 charging facilities in Passaic County in the 9th Congressional District. It's been over 100 years since the U.S. government started subsidizing oil and gas companies, in part to help make sure a nationwide network of filling stations were available, so Americans could indeed go get their kicks on Route 66. But with rates of electric fuel vehicles tripling in the last 8 years, both in terms of absolute numbers and in share of the automobile market, it's high time for 21st century investments in the infrastructure EV drivers need. Today's announcement is part of the Biden administration's $20 billion investment in thousands of green and climate-friendly projects across the country, which itself is just part of the story of the Inflation Reduction Act, which our Congressman was a great advocate of, the largest investment in environmental sustainability in human history. These investments are being made across government. The $850,000 grant we're announcing today, for example, comes through the U.S. Department of Housing and Urban Development's Community Development Block Grant Program, the same set of economic development initiatives that allows us to upgrade sewer and stormwater infrastructure and improve public building access for people with disabilities in communities as diverse as Patterson, Totowa, and West Milford. In Passaic County, we started making these investments several years ago. The county already maintains 21 electric vehicle Level 2 charging stations at county-owned facilities, including the ones that you see here behind me, along with part of our county's EV vehicle fleet. Thanks to Congressman Pascrell's advocacy and this grant, we'll more than double that capacity in the year ahead, installing 24 new electric vehicle Level 2 charging stations for general use by the public and by county staff to support essential job functions. These will be in Garrett Mountain Reservation in Patterson, at the Patiani Boathouse in the Great Meadow Pavilion parking lot, at Lambert Castle in Patterson, at the County of Passaic parking deck and the County of Passaic Procurement Center in Patterson, at the Vanderhoof Westervelt Historic House in Clifton at Weaselbrook Park, at Dundee Island Park in the city of Passaic, and at our new Veterans Housing Development in Compton Lakes. These infrastructure investments have strong community support and will ensure an excellent use of taxpayer dollars for the benefit of all residents and visitors to New Jersey's 9th Congressional District. This project directly aligns with the County of Passaic's vision to make the selected locations a more attractive place for education, tourism, and business. I can't say enough about Congressman Pascrell's advocacy for Passaic County and the 9th Congressional District. One of our core functions as elected officials is to find new and better ways to pay for the investments the public needs, especially when that means that we can access grants to provide these improvements without further burden to our taxpayers. And that's just what happened here. In this regard, the Congressman's contributions to his district are beyond measure. But to give you a sense of what it means to have elected officials who lean in and go looking for money like this, in the 12 years since I started representing Passaic County on the North Jersey Transportation Planning Authority, more than $600 million have been allocated to projects in Passaic County, from massive investments like Route 46 and 3, to preservation of the Morris Canal Greenway and new protections for pedestrians, bicyclists, and for driver safety. Congressman, your contribution to the district is surely multiples larger than that, and your continued service is invaluable to your constituents. We are grateful for this and for all the help that we receive from you, and I hope you'll all join me in welcoming and thanking our Congressman, Bill Pascrell.
Thank you very much, Mr. Commissioner. $18 million in the 9th district. we've been announcing throughout, particularly south of Bergen County. This is an important appropriation. It took us a long enough time to pass it. We had to go back. We almost shut the government down. And I think the request by Passaic County was a good one, an excellent one, well defined. The need was there. And we have a long ways to go to catch up to the money that was taxpayers' money given to the oil industry to make fat cats fatter. And it seems to me that's been happening a lot. And that is why we go into a grocery store and wonder why the inflation downward trend is not as effective as in all other areas. Well, just look at how those folks are gouging, like they gouged us at the gas station. And they're about to do it again. We let them do it. Many times we blame the wrong people. Many times we don't get to the folks who really could care less about you and I digging into our pockets. And I have a hybrid car. So I got it several years ago and renewed it. An American car. And I wouldn't get any other car. But I'd look at an electric car, but hybrid is basically the same thing. We're going in that direction anyway. So, Commissioner John and Madam Commissioner Azara, it's a good morning to you. The weather was it's terrific to be together in Hawthorne for this exciting announcement for our whole great county. I want to recognize our county commissioners. We are here today because their collective advocacy and perseverance. Our Passaic County towns and your advocacy was relentless. Federal community investments may sound pretty boring. It was one of my favorite topics because it is an essential and direct way to improve life. So instead of going to the Congress to save the world, you better save your own house and your neighborhood and your street first. Make it a little better. That's what I try to do every day. So I'm ready to go into battle back again after we're 2 weeks off for the holiday and the holy day. So I'm ready to go back tomorrow. Got my boxing gloves on. Late nights. And we're going to have some good battles this week and next week. We're here to highlight the $850,000, which the commission referred to, federal funds for secured for all the communities. This support will be used to erect electric vehicle charging stations throughout Passaic County. The challenges of society change constantly, every day. That's the kind of world we're living in. Government must meet those challenges by adapting and acting and try to help the local communities and counties that have to deal with tax problems, as all states do nowadays. So 20 years ago, if you had said we would be pursuing federal aid to build vehicle charging stations, it would have sounded fanciful at best and science fiction at worst. But here we are. You're going to be driving by, as you do now, stations that are going to help folks because more people are buying electric cars. And you can debate it all you want. If they're more convenient, if it's less expensive, people are going to do it. They're going to buy those cars. The growth of electric cars is integral to America's clean energy growth. More Americans are utilizing them than ever before. I thought it was weird when we first did it years ago. I didn't think this would ever work, to be very honest with you. Although the trend towards cleaner energy has always been in our minds, and how we get to it, a question or two. Our celebration today is evidence our government is meeting that moment. The government under President Biden has prioritized clean energy. It's helped us economically, and it's helped us to live a little longer. What do you know about that? I think that's pretty important. The Historic Inflation Reduction Act enacted the largest investments against climate change in U.S. history. One of the proudest votes I've ever taken. Smart, active government gets results. Last month, our economy added over 300,000 jobs. Amazing. Job growth is at a 40-year high. Unemployment is at a 54-year low. Wages are rising. Inflation is falling. Not fast enough, but it's falling. The economy is booming. The unemployment rate is down. 0.1. As long as it's not going the other way. America's return from the pandemic is because of our leadership and our laws, like the American Rescue Plan and the IRA. Our world-leading growth is also from the use of generous federal funds. Passaic County is well part of America's recovery, its rebirth, and its regeneration. Across New Jersey, federal funds are essential for overhauling and protecting our communities. I like it that many folks who voted against all of these things that have helped us get out of the pandemic and get our economy back up, they vote against it, they show up for the photo ops. I get a charge out of it. I think that's hilarious. I remember going a few years ago to the VA in Paramus, which is not in my district, it's right outside my district, because we were going to build out on a new section, which was greatly necessary. People who voted against it showed up for the photo ops. I wasn't there. I had to be in Washington. I had to be. But I was there when they cut the ribbon. And the same people who were there for the opening, for the cutting, for the first shovel to go into the ground, I let them have it. I didn't use any names. I mean, if this is the height of hypocrisy, these are the things that we should be fighting for our communities for, because our people are going in that direction. Our people are ahead of us. They see the necessity of non-fossil fuel economies. Doesn't mean we get rid of it altogether. That's not going to happen tomorrow morning. The extremists who say it don't know what the hell they're talking about. But we've got to move in that direction and save our lives, our children, our grandchildren. Our world-leading growth is also from the use of these funds. Across New Jersey, federal funds are essential for protecting our communities and overhauling them. Few things embody the future more than electric vehicles. Our Passaic County is part of that beautiful mosaic of the greatest nation in the world. Whenever we're down, we rebound. We get up. That's what makes us great. When we come together, we even do better. Come to Washington, see if you can do it. It's important. Thank you for being here this morning. I'll take any questions you have. And the 850,000 you requested, you got. That's how important this project is. And the charging stations will be all over the county. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Questions?
When should this be completed by?
I'm sorry?
When is this expected to be completed by?
Well, it's been passed, it's been signed by the president, and I would expect it to be completed before the mid next year.
Yeah, absolutely. As we're going, for example, we're standing here right now at the John Ray House. This is a historic facility that we've restored over the last couple of years, and where we've done a lot of restoration here in Hawthorne and Gothenburg Park. Part of that was the installation of these EV chargers as part of our prior grid. In the same way, as we move forward with the even the construction of our veterans housing in the Mountain Lakes, etc. Each of these constructions will be part of those processes with the funds that Congressman Pascrell got for us.
Anybody, any of our neighbors, any of our friends have questions, don't be afraid to ask them. One of these installed at my house, at your house, or my house? No, not yet. But if you want to afford it, you can do it. If you want to do it, because it's going to come to this. You laugh now, but it's going to come to this. So that there are more of them out there, so they have to go so many miles in order to exhaust what you have in your wires. So this is going to work. Clean energy. There's a lot of different people to work again in electric cars. They're being produced. Numbers are increasing every year. And while I thought it was odd to hear it many moons ago, it's here. It's not science fiction. This is happening. And that's why we need to look at data rather than what sometimes. I think that's very, very, very important. Because we can think to the next generation of what we need in our society rather than think that the only way we can do it is what we used yesterday. And that's why we can't move forward. That's why USA moves forward. Because we're thinking about tomorrow. We don't have to make America great again. These things are happening here. This is the greatest country in the world. Tell those people who speak down to the country to go and cleanse themselves of those thoughts. Because we'll never go anyplace with that thought. We didn't get great on our looks. We did it on our actions. When I say America's the greatest country, the United States is the greatest country in the world, I mean all of us. People make it great. There's a few fools in the bushes, but there's always going to be. Always going to be. Thank you for coming today, everybody. And again, to the county, thanks for looking ahead, around the corner. And we're going to do this in a lot of areas. That's where we're headed.
You keep helping us pay for it, we'll keep doing it. Thank you very much, everyone.
Thanks for coming.
Can we get a picture with the 3D?